Right now, a bridge on the Badger State Trail is torn down after it was set on fire. What a trail user is saying about this loss.
Also, the race for Madison mayor is officially underway. Find out who's running in next spring's election.
And later, Wisconsin is seeing a higher number of food recalls than in previous years. We'll look at the process businesses have to use in order for them to sell at commercial places. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. We begin with the weather, where parts of western Wisconsin saw rain and thunderstorms.
Yeah, check this out. Video from Platteville earlier showing that storm moving through the area. Well, now temperatures could plummet more than 30 degrees by tomorrow morning. For the latest on all this, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. He's got the umbrella out on the patio. Gary?
Yeah, I tried to put it down, but the rain is starting to pick up a little bit. We're right ahead of the cold front. It's ready to move through most of southern Wisconsin. See that narrow line of showers and some isolated thunderstorms. Haven't had any severe weather. Don't expect any at this point, but there could be some minor wind gusts with the at least the leading edge of these showers and storms moving right through the Madison metro area right now. But take a look at 6-hour future track radar. The back edge of that rain starts to mix with snow west of Madison later on tonight, close to midnight, and that's because the cold air will be catching up to the rain at that point. But hopefully it should move through pretty quickly, and that would limit any snow accumulations. High temperatures today: Madison 71 degrees, set a record. Milwaukee 77, a record. High temperature records were set through most of the upper Midwest. Right now, Madison's still at 66, but look at that temperature drop to the west. La Crosse already in the 40s. It's already in the 30s across southeastern Minnesota. But Dane County still on the warm side of the system. 70 right now in Edgerton, 68 degrees in Stoughton, 66 in Madison, and 64 degrees in Sauk City. Look for scattered showers, perhaps an isolated thunderstorm this evening. Otherwise, it'll be breezy and still pretty mild. Temperatures dropping to around 51 by late evening, but the bigger temperature drop occurs overnight. And again, the possibility exists for some flakes of snow to mix in with the rain. I'll tell you if anything will stick to the ground in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. A fire that destroyed a bridge in Greene County early this morning didn't just leave a gap in a bike trail, it's leaving a void for the people who loved to use it.
The sheriff's office is looking at arson as a possible cause. Catherine Merck went to where this all happened today.
For those who have been on this trail just outside Monroe, they say it was once a beautiful place to walk or ride your bike. Now it's going to become an inconvenience to those who take care of it. It wasn't the sound of bulldozers making Cassandra Huffman speechless this afternoon, but instead, whatever or whoever caused this damage.
I have no words for it. I don't know why anyone would want to do that.
Huffman watched as crews tore down and took apart a Badger State Trail bridge in Greene County. It's a spot where she and many others used to enjoy nature.
I think as a whole, like, trail users love this trail. They appreciate it. I'm just hoping it's like a random act of just someone just wasn't thinking.
Crews were called to the wooden bridge over Round Grove Road in Greene County around 2:30 a.m. for a fire. Damage from the fire was too much, leaving the bridge unstable. It was already damaged from a car crash back in July.
Emergency vehicles couldn't come through here. You know, now it's going to get in plow season. You can't get your plows through here. So school buses can't come through. So it has been a little bit of contention for the locals.
The sheriff's office is trying to figure out if someone started the fire on purpose, while others try to figure out the future of this spot.
Whether they're going to be able to get a temporary trail put back in here, I think that's still up in the air.
Cassandra hopes that these issues on the trail stop so that she can get back to saying good things about her outdoor escape sometime soon.
My family loves hiking, biking, and just being out and outside with nature. And I don't know how when this will even be accessible.
I tried to talk to the Greene County Sheriff on camera for us this evening. They declined and told us that this is an active investigation. Reporting in Monroe, I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
In Jefferson County, a family of 5 with multiple pets is getting help from the Red Cross after a fire there this morning. It happened on the 300 block of East Madison Street in Waterloo. Multiple departments responded to the fire. The garage is a total loss.
The people of Madison are unhappy about the current state of our city and are concerned about our future.
And announcing a bid to lead the city of Madison, former police officer Gloria Reyes is staking her claim on public safety.
The former school board president announced her plan outside City Hall today. That's where Naomi Coles was this afternoon. Naomi?
Reyes didn't have to say Satya Rhodes Conway's name to target what she sees as a lack of leadership. She called out a lack of accountability and a failure to lead, citing issues like homelessness and public transit, but particularly focusing on Madison's public safety. The presence of former Madison Police Chief Noble Ray drove that message home. He was also Reyes' old boss in her 12-year tenure as an officer and detective with the MPD.
I am concerned about our Madison today. Over the last 4 years, violent crime has risen. Countless times every day we get notification about police investigating gunshots in our neighborhoods, car thefts and burglaries.
A spokesperson for Satya Rhodes Conway all but confirmed that she'll run for a second term, but says she's working on the budget right now and will make an announcement at a, quote, more appropriate time. The nonpartisan race is set for next April. That falls during what will also be a high-profile race to replace a retiring justice on the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Republicans were close, but did not flip quite enough seats in the state legislature to win a supermajority this week. That would have allowed them to override Governor Evers' powerful veto pen. They would have needed a 7-point win or close to the size of the win Tammy Baldwin saw 4 years ago. But as Marquette University researcher John Johnson explains, Tuesday's result was not completely unexpected.
This was a good night for Democrats relative to expectations, but it's sort of within the range of results that most forecasters were seeing.
The districts in Wisconsin are drawn so that there are relatively few competitive seats left for Republicans to flip if they want a supermajority. So Republicans may have reached a bit of a ceiling here. On the other hand, Johnson says Democrats may be looking to reclaim some of the seats that Republicans won this year.
New video from West Bend where police arrested a man Tuesday night for wielding a knife and yelling, "Stop the voting" at a polling place. Take a look.
Sir, drop the knife. Back away, get on the ground, palms out, do it now.
Police say voting was paused for 30 minutes until the scene was cleared. The suspect allegedly told police he intentionally created the disturbance to get a police response and disrupt the election process. According to police, the man didn't identify a political motive or affiliation. Police in Beloit say a tactical situation overnight began with a report of gunshots early this morning. In a Facebook post, the Beloit PD says someone reported being threatened by a man who later fired a shot into the air. According to police, nothing was hit by that bullet. A 38-year-old man was arrested and faces possible charges of recklessly endangering safety and disorderly conduct.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office is investigating a burglary after someone got into a home using a garage door opener from an unlocked car in the driveway. Officials say it likely happened sometime between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. last night at the home on Saddlebrook Trail in the town of Bristol. Multiple sets of car keys were stolen from the home, as well as credit cards and other valuables. Anyone with information about the thefts is asked to call the Dane County tip line.
The Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection says food recalls are up this year over previous years. Since January, there have been 19 Class 1 and 2 food recalls for Wisconsin. Class 1 and 2 recalls are the ones that may pose a threat to your health. In order to sell food in commercial places, you have to file a food safety plan with DATCAP, but smaller businesses may not update those plans as fast as their products or equipment may change.
When that happens, we need to take that product, we need to get it out of the marketplace to make sure that we don't have products out there that are not compliant for consumers.
And voluntary recalls are done by the makers of the products that get flagged based on recommendations by DATCAP. If a manufacturer decides not to pull a food item from stores, there will be a health alert issued on the DATCAP website.
Coming up, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County gets an extra boost in helping students with college and careers.
Also, Veterans Day ceremonies are underway, who Madison College was honoring for their service today. We'll be right back.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it,
Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face
with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Nice.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
After 35 years in business on Madison's west side, Capital Car Cleaners is celebrating by offering all our customers $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. We detail all cars, pickups, SUVs, motorcycles, and full-size vans. Call today to set up an appointment at our Watts Road location and get $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. Check out our website at capitalcarcleaners.com.
Capital Car Cleaners, auto detailing at its best.
As falling leaves give way to snow, Midwestern winters bring rough weather and high energy bills. Feldco's here to help with our biggest sale of the season. 50% off windows, no money down, and no interest until 2024. Winter's right around the corner, and the clock is ticking.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs 2022 Veteran of the Year was the keynote speaker today at Madison College's Veterans Day ceremony. This event took place at the Truex campus of Madison College. Natalie Isensi, this year's Woman Veteran of the Year, is a former Marine Corps captain who was deployed to Kuwait and served in the U.S. ground invasion of Iraq.
Veterans Day is kind of the one day of the year where veterans are put in the spotlight. But the reality is people who serve in the military, whether it's the Guard or the Reserves or active duty or in school preparing to go into the military, they're working hard every day. And so to have the one day of visibility is, it's nice, it's special, it feels good.
Asensi is currently the manager of diversity, equity, and inclusion at WPS Health Solutions. The William S. Middleton Memorial Veterans Hospital inducted a new member into its Hall of Heroes. U.S. Army Sergeant Akira Toki served in the Army from 1942 to 1945. Despite not always being welcomed because he was Japanese American, Toki eventually became a squad leader in the newly formed 442nd Infantry Regiment, a unit composed almost entirely of Japanese Americans. Toki served as a squad leader during fierce combat in Italy and France, where he received the Purple Heart and the Bronze Star for his actions. Sergeant Toki passed away in 2012 at 96 years old.
Boys and Girls Club of Dane County using a newly awarded $100,000 grant for its college and career prep program. The Advancement via Individual Determination Teens of Promise program, or AVID TOPS, is a partnership between the clubs and MMSD. It's primarily serves students from low-income backgrounds, students of color, and aspiring first-generation college students.
We hear from our students all the time just how meaningful it is to be able to have these opportunities. Again, not many students get to go tour, 8-10 colleges during their high school career and get to see all that's out there for them.
Almost 1,000 MMSD students participate in the AVID TOPS program. And still ahead, the Toy Hall of Fame welcomes its newest members.
But first, Ion Education continues its look into use of force in schools and the techniques one woman is showing teachers and staff to prevent it.
And get those winter coats out of the closet. Gary has your complete forecast when we come back.
This Veterans Day, as we pause to honor all of those men and women who have served our country, we at Steinhoffels would like to stop and thank our employees and their family members who have sacrificed for our country. This Veterans Day, please join us in honoring all of those who have served this country by saying thank you.
Dancing is everything. Soccer is the best.
But her moderate to severe eczema could make it hard for her.
Now I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within so they can have clearer skin and less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
The upcoming holidays are hectic enough without having to worry about appliances breaking down. Family-owned Brothers Maine is having a Veterans Day sale featuring kitchen and laundry deals on GE appliances. The lowest prices guaranteed. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
You can get your smile back today. At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we make high-quality tooth replacement affordable for everyone. So whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or life-changing dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can help you go ahead and smile. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
And take time for kids.
Keep bragging about your buck after the hunt with wild game processing from Johnson's Sausage Shop in Ryle, Wisconsin. Friends enjoy a hunting story more over a jalapeno cheddar stick. Johnson's Sausage Shop accepts wild game 7 days a week. First bucks in are the first brats out.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
After News 3 Now shined a light on using force in schools, we are focusing now on how to prevent it.
And this Eye on Education, News 3 Now's Chris Stanford shows us the techniques being taught in the classroom.
It's really traumatizing to students and the staff members.
Connie Persick is an educational consultant. Wisconsin schools hire her to teach staff how to de-escalate behavior.
I kind of fell in love with supporting students who maybe struggle more with behaviors.
When student behavior puts their or someone else's safety in danger, state law allows staff to seclude or physically restrain the student as a last resort. It happens all the time in schools across the state, mostly to younger students with disabilities. It's Connie's job to prevent it.
The traditional approach was very rooted in behaviorism and very much about rewards and punishment and consequences. And I was really struggling when people were requesting that I do that. And so I've spent the last 9 years kind of revamping that whole process to be aligned with more current knowledge around the brain, be more neurodiversity affirming so that we stop sending this message to people who are different, that they're broken and we need to fix them.
After 13 years in education, working in classrooms with students, it's a cause that's personal.
I got into special education and speech pathology because I have an older sister with cerebral palsy. We would go out into the community and everybody was always really nice to us. And so, but then my families that I was working with would tell me how awful people were to them because their children look typical. They don't look like they have a disability.
During her sessions, she teaches the importance of being aware.
Teachers are human also, and so if they have a lot of stressors on their plate, if they maybe aren't feeling well that day, the students are going to pick up on that, and all of our emotions are contagious. And so if you have stressed out staff, you're going to have stressed out students.
She also conducts student evaluations, which are required if a student is secluded or restrained twice in a school year. She hopes her work is making a difference.
I do. I hope I am.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now.
Connie is in high demand partly because of the teacher and sub shortage. Temperatures about to get a lot colder as we head for the weekend. Let's check back in with Gary with a complete look at the forecast.
Well, those colder temperatures are not far out to the west, and right in front of that change is a line of showers and a couple of isolated thunderstorms. Not even seeing very much lightning with this line of showers pretty much as it moves right through Madison down toward Belleville and Monroe, moving eastward pretty quickly at about 50 miles an hour. So the storm track would take this into Sun Prairie by about 6:23, Marshall just after 6:30, and eventually over toward Lake Mills and the right on the Dane Jefferson County line by about 6:45 this evening. Farther to the west, just some showers, not really seeing any lightning out here, but that's the colder air that's already starting to move in, and a little wider radar perspective shows this narrow line of showers and thunderstorms moving through. Northern part of the Midwest seeing snow, blizzard conditions up in North Dakota, ice storm conditions in the arrowhead of Minnesota, but as the colder air starts to catch up with the rain, the colder air is moving more quickly than the showers and storms moving off toward the east, while watch what happens on 6-hour future track radar. The back edge here, we start to see a mixture of rain and snow. Now, it'll be moving eastward fast enough that I think that should really preclude any accumulations other than maybe on grassy areas. The ground is still very warm because of the unusually mild weather that we've had. In fact, right now, 66 in Madison, but you can see exactly where that front is, where the wind shift from the winds out of the south to the west-northwest takes place. So you go from 70 in Milwaukee, 66 in Madison, down to 47 in La Crosse, 37 in the Twin Cities, and temperatures are in the 20s over western Minnesota and the Dakotas. Compared to 24 hours ago, Madison about the same, but notice the drop in temperatures to the west, about a 20 to 35 degree drop. We're looking for temperatures this time tomorrow to be about 30 to 35 degrees colder than they are now. 3 things you need to know: showers this evening, and then that mix of precipitation before it comes to an end early tomorrow morning. The big drop in temperatures, but the below normal weather will continue from tomorrow all the way through next week, and there could even be some snow showers or flurries about next Tuesday or Wednesday. Right now, I'm not thinking much of anything in the way of accumulation. The storm system wound up like a big comma. Showers, few thunderstorms on the warm air side. To the north, snow and ice conditions across parts of the Dakotas into Minnesota. The main area of low pressure now in northern Wisconsin. The front just about moving through the Madison area. And again, that temperature drop out to the west as the colder air starts to move in. So planning your night, look for a low of 31 in Brooklyn, 34 in Stoughton, 31 in Cross Plains with cloudy skies. Any thunderstorms will be early this evening, and then a mix of rain and snow late tonight. The western part of the state starts to clear out by morning, so temperatures drop to 26 in La Crosse, 27 in Prairie du Chien, while Janesville's overnight low temperature is at 37. Those temperatures don't warm up very much. I'm looking for a high of 37 in Madison tomorrow. Even though skies become partly sunny, it'll be breezy and cold. For tonight, look for that line of showers and isolated thunderstorms moving eastward, and just a few scattered showers. But again, as temperatures turn colder, this is midnight, we're 45 in Madison, but upper 30s already over southwestern Wisconsin. That's where you start to see that mixture of rain and snow out toward Platteville and Dodgeville, and then that back edge moving through Dane County by about 4 a.m. I think by morning, everything is gone. Skies actually start to clear to the west, but temperatures drop below freezing, and they don't get much above freezing during the day tomorrow. Additional rainfall, maybe a ½ inch of rain from Madison eastward, any heavier showers, and the snowfall amounts. This is mainly on grassy surfaces, less than an inch through parts of southern Wisconsin. 7 to 10 day forecast, temperatures low to mid 30s beginning on Friday and lasting all the way through next week. Again, snow shower chance Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe mix a little rain in the afternoon on Tuesday. The end of next week will be dry, but even colder.
Gary, thank you. The National Toy Hall of Fame announcing its 2022 inductees today. They are Light Bright. You all remember that, right? Masters of the Universe action figures. There's Skeletor, there's He-Man. These 3 were picked from a list of 12 finalists. Some of the other finalists that did not make it, bingo, somehow Nerf is still not. Nerf? I went through like 20 Nerf footballs.
That's like Erica Kane or Susan Lucci not getting the Emmy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Also, your favorite, Pound Puppies.
No, I wasn't a Pound, no.
You were, what was yours?
Lemon Twist. The Lemon Twist.
Still not in there, I don't think. And also the Spyro.
I still have mine.
Zach?
I don't really know any of those toys, except Nerf. Coming up in sports, a cold basketball court, while Wisconsin says a chilly AmFam field might be to their advantage Friday night against Stanford. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
Did you know Masterforce has thousands of tools at Menards? Any tool you want, we have. There are hammers, drills, pliers, levels, wrenches, grinders, sanders, compressors, nailers, workbenches, blowers, chainsaws, floor jacks, knee pads, work lights, fans. And that's just a taste. Come check out the wide range of products from Masterforce, exclusively at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers. And the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
It shouldn't take a storm of biblical proportions to find out who you can count on. It shouldn't take a 4-foot diameter oak tree in your kitchen to find out who you can trust. It shouldn't take the worst to bring out our best. But sometimes it does. And that's the silver lining.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the limited time Hog Heaven pizza for just $12.99 at papamurphys.com.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't. Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
Christmas elves have been busy here in the 608, and this weekend their handiwork will light up Olin Park.
Tomorrow we'll preview this year's holiday fantasy and lights.
And how cold will those temperatures be tomorrow on your Veterans Day? Tune in tomorrow from 4:30 to 7.
The Wisconsin men were taking it all in at the ballpark this afternoon as their matchup with Stanford gets closer. But more importantly, the practice allowed them to get used to shooting in the middle of an infield. The background obviously much different than a normal gym, but there's also another element that they're going to have to account for. Cool temps. It's going to be cold at AmFam Field once the sun goes down, but that might be in the Badgers' favor.
We play in a building in the Kohl Center, which has a hockey rink too, so it helps us a little bit in terms of the weather that could happen in the second half.
People come in here and say that the Kohl Center is the coldest spot in the Big Ten, so hopefully it'll be an advantage for us maybe, but you know, you just got to go out there and play basketball at the same time. You can't let the weather get in the way. It'll be something different. It's not football or baseball, but still got to go out there and play.
The Badger men tip off their game at 6:30 tomorrow night, while the Badger women get the Brew City Battle doubleheader started at 3:30 when they face off against Kansas State. Crazy to think that after starting conference play with 2 losses and losing their head coach in the process, the Badgers still could technically win the West and play for a Big Ten championship. But for that to actually happen, they're going to need some help. Illinois has to lose 2 of their next 3 games, and Wisconsin has to win out. Kind of feels a little like last season, right? But the only thing Jim Leonard has his group focusing on, themselves and winning on Saturday.
The biggest thing at this point of the season is we don't control our destiny other than winning, right? And that's the place that we're in. So we got to handle our business. You know, we have to go and win a big game. Keep yourselves in the conversation and give yourself a chance to cause some pressure on these other teams going down the stretch. So it doesn't change in any way how we have to affect our game.
Just beat Iowa.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Gary, final check. Got rain moving through.
Yeah, showers, few isolated thunderstorms out to the west. Those will be sweeping through the next couple of hours, but a big drop in temperatures overnight.
Crazy change overnight. Thanks for joining us at 6, folks.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.